Hi guys, today I'm going to show you a home workout routine so you can have more ideas when you work out on your own. So without further ado, let's go straight into exercise 1.
The first exercise is a hip raise, and you do 4 sets of 20 reps for this. Basically, you just put your hands by your side and then raise your hips along with your legs. This, of course, trains your abs and also helps the legs a bit. And one important thing to pay attention to when doing all these ab exercises is that make sure your lower back is touching the surface and not like arched. Arching your lower back leaves it susceptible to injuries. And so you never want to arch your lower back, and you want to make sure your lower back is touching the ground or the surface you're doing ab exercises on. A hip raise is actually one of the best pain-free ab exercises you can do, because basically your head and your upper back is rested on the ground, and so this way the chances of you getting an injury is minimized. Next, we move on to some dynamic planks. So the first variation you're gonna do is touching your shoulder with your hands while trying to keep yourself balanced and also try to maintain a plank position. And then next, you move your legs up front, like how I'm doing this. And then you do this 10 times as well. And then for the final variation is to touch your knees with your hands. So the left hand touches the left knee, and then the right hand touches the right knee. And that's it, 10 for each variations. You want to make sure your entire body is sort of maintaining a straight line while you're doing dynamic planks or regular planks. Because if you drop down your lower back, again, that leaves it susceptible to injuries and or pain. So a tip for you would be that, first of all, you squeeze your glutes, your butt, real hard while doing these planks. And secondly, you want to make sure you tighten your core. So you know that while doing this exercise, you are actually training your core, because that's what this exercise is supposed to train. And also tightening the glutes, your butt helps prevent your lower back from dropping down. The third exercise is a glute bridge, and this strengthens your lower back and your glutes. So you start off from lying on the ground, feet planted firmly on the ground, and you push from your feet to lift yourself up into the midair, and you hold there. And while you're holding, you want to make sure your glutes are squeezed real hard and that your lower back is not arched. And this exercise actually helps correct the problem of people with anterior pelvic tilt, which is a sort of a posture problem caused by all of us sitting on our chairs all day long and not moving around. So our lower back has this extremely arched angle, and which it's not supposed to be arched that much. And this exercise helps corrects that problem, that posture problem, by having your pelvic tilt forward again. So you sort of no longer have that anterior pelvic tilt, but you sort of change into a more posterior posture for your lower back. So after performing 1 rep, when you lower yourself back down to the ground, make sure your lower back is touching the ground again, so it gets to rest up a bit, and then you perform another rep. Also, breathing is very important. So when you lift up, you basically breathe out, and when you lower yourself back down onto the ground, you breathe in. So that's basically the breathing pattern you should adopt for performing this exercise. Moving on, squatting. And this is a very basic but effective exercise for strengthening the legs. A few things to keep in mind. First of all, when you come up from a squat, you want to squeeze your glutes real hard. Secondly, when you squat down, you want to make sure your knees are not bent beyond 90 degrees. Some athletes do that, but I, as a swimmer myself, and as a person that doesn't want to completely wreck their knees and still and can still walk around and not sit on a wheelchair when they're 60, 70 years old, just try to squat down to the maximum of 90 degrees. Final thing, keep your back straight when you're doing this exercise. The final exercise is a calf raise, and we do both single-legged calf raises and also regular calf raises, because for myself, I'm weaker with my left leg because I'm a right-handed and right-footed person, and so I pay attention to strengthening my left side when I do these single-leg variations or any sort of single-sided exercise. I pay attention to doing them on my left side. So I do it on my left leg here, and you see me holding the wall for balance. Don't like grab onto it real hard. Just try to just use it as a sort of help for you to balance. So after performing 10 reps of single-legged calf raises, you move on to 10 reps of regular calf raises, which means doing calf raises with both legs. So 10 reps of single-legged and then 10 reps of regular calf raises. That is one set, and you do this for 4 sets. Each time you perform a rep, hold it for 3 seconds after that rep, and then lower yourself back down onto the ground again.
And that's the workout. Now, you could consider either doing my entire routine or incorporating some of the exercises into your own workouts. And that's about it for this video. And until my next one, I'll see you guys later.